Hello friends, my name is Lalit Soni and you are watching Target UPSC Prelims 2024. In today's discussion, we will be talking about certain current affairs from the Polity section. So let's start the episode here. When we are talking about today's discussion, we will be revolving around commissions, committees and councils, okay, that can be important from your prelims point of view. So let's start. Here we will be discussing Delimitation Commission, Competition Commission of India, Law Commission, Parliamentary Standing Committee, Privilege Committee, Ethics Committee, Supreme Court Legal Service Committee, Capacity Building Commission, etc. Okay, so now let's start with the episode. First of our discussion, we'll start with the Delimitation Commission, that is a body which is responsible for, you can say, distribution of the constituencies and seats, etc. Why it was in use? Because recently Supreme Court has directed the center to establish a new Delimitation Commission to guarantee proper representation of the scheduled tribe and scheduled caste in line with the constitutional requirement. Okay, so basically the job of this body is to give you an idea which seat will be reserved for your SC/ST community, etc. as per the population. Okay, so that is why it was established recently. And about the council commission, if we are talking about, the commission is appointed by President of India and works with the collaboration of the Election Commission of India, which is logical. It is appointed by the President and works with Election Commission of India. Composition says that there will be a retired Supreme Court judge and chief election commissioners and the relative state election commissioners. Okay, so basically in this commission there will be a retired Supreme Court judge, then there will be chief election commissioner, and then from the, when we are talking about a particular state, there will be election commissioner from that particular state. Okay, so that is the composition. Here you can see functions are to determine the number and the boundaries of constituency and make the population of all constituency nearly equal. Okay, so that the representation will be proportional. So basically for a particular number of population, there will be a particular constituency. Okay, so that is how they will decide. They will identify seats reserved for the your scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. Okay, so as per the population, there will, all these decisions with respect to the constituency and the number of seats, etc., will be taken with respect to the population of that particular area. Now, powers. In case of difference in opinion among the members of the commission, the opinion of the majority will prevail. Okay, and the Delimitation Commission in India is high-powered body whose orders have the force of law and they will not be challenged in any court of law. Okay, so that is important point. Please remember this. Okay, now. Second is Competition Commission of India. Why it was in news? Because recently 𝐸𝐻𝐒 𝐏𝐫𝐞𝐥𝐢 has become the first woman chairman of CCI. When we are talking about the Competition Commission, that the job of Competition Commission is to make sure that there is a healthy competition which is prevailing in the markets. Okay, they try that there is no monopoly of particular you can say section or industry, etc. So here you can say about CCI FBC, it is a statutory body of Government of India responsible for enforcing Competition Commission Act 2002. Okay, it was duly constituted in 2009. The body came into picture in 2009. The act was there as per 2002. Okay, earlier there was this MRTP Act, that is Monopolies and Restrictive Trade Practices 1969. This act was replaced, or you can say this act was repealed, and another act came, that is basically a Competition Act 2002, and with that particular act we have constituted this body in 2009. Okay, so that is about Competition Commission of India. Now we will see certain composition of this particular commission. One chairperson will be there. There will be 6 members. So basically you can say chair plus 6 members will be there, who shall be appointed by the central government. Now this is the body of central government, so these people will be appointed by the central government as a whole time members. Now commission is quasi-judicial body because they will be taking care of the, you can say, whenever there is a question of wrongful competition, then they will go for the scrutiny. So that is a quasi-judicial body and gives opinion to the statutory authorities and deals with the other cases. So other authorities, if they are asking for any kind of opinion, they will provide an advisory opinion as well. Okay, now functions to eliminate practice having adverse impact on the competition. Okay, as I told you, that is there for the healthy competition. If there is any kind of adverse competition or the unhealthy competition, that they will address the issue. Okay, and it promotes and sustain competition, protect the interest of the consumer and ensure freedom of the trade in the markets of India, to give opinion on competition issues and on a reference history from the statutory authority, which we have already discussed. If there is a statutory body or authority, they are asking for an opinion, they will provide the opinion, and it is established under any particular law. And to undertake competition advocacy, create public awareness and impart training on the competition issues. That these are general functions. Now moving ahead, Law Commission. Why it was in news? Because 22nd Law Commission has given a report on you can say a comprehensive review of Epidemic Disease Act 1987. This Epidemic Disease Act was in news when we are talking about the corona. At that point of time in 2020, it was very much discussed. So now, after the situation which has happened in corona, they have thought that there should be a review of this particular act, and Law Commission of India has come up with a report which has a title, that is a comprehensive review of Epidemic Disease Act 1897. Okay, now you can see that it is an you can say British era act. So that is why a review has been done by the Law Commission. Now let's talk about the Law Commission. So it is neither a constitutional body or a statutory body. When we are talking about the Constitution, Constitution does not talk about Law Commission. There is no law which has actually made this particular body. This is a body which has made by the executive order of the Government of India. So it is a body which has been made by the executive order. Okay, the major function of this body, this particular body, is to work for the legal reforms. So they will give you various kind of reports, various opinion will be built by this particular commission here. Now, however, it is not defined under the Indian Constitution. As I told you, it is not a constitutory body because it is not defined in the Constitution, but it derives the authority, or you can say it derives, it is somewhere mentioned in the Article 39A, which is talking about a legal aid, or you can say free legal aid to those people who cannot afford it. Okay, now from there they derive the you can say inspiration, and they have gone for the executive order which has talked about this particular body. Now a commission is established for a fixed tenure and works as an advisory body to the Ministry of Law and Justice. Its member is primarily comprises some kind of legal expertise should be there if you are becoming a member of Law Commission, and it is responsible for the research in law and review of existing laws in India, for making reforms and therein enacting new legislations. Okay, so I hope this is very general and basic. So just know that what is the composition and from where this derives the authority, whether it is a statutory body or not. If not, then from where it is deriving their authority. Okay, now moving further, Parliamentary Standing Committees. So when we are talking about these committees, there are different type of committees, but committees like you have permanent departmental standing committees, you have ad hoc committees. Okay, we will talk about that later, but right now why it is in news? Because the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Personal Public Grievance, Law and Justice has recently released a report on evaluating how legal aid function under the Legal Service Authorities Act 1987. This Legal Service Authority Act, it is also, you can say, has derived you can say inspiration from the Article 39A. Okay, so that is about your free legal aid, and they have gone for this Legal Service Authority Act 1987. Okay, about Parliamentary Standing Committee, if we are talking about a parliamentary committee, is a panel of MPs. Okay, these are appointed by or elected by the House or nominated by the Speaker or Chairman. So when we are talking about the Parliamentary Standing Committee, if they are to be nominated, they will be nominated by the Chair of the House, and if they are basically to be you can say elected, the members will be electing these members of the Parliamentary Standing Committee. Now committee works under the direction of the Speaker or the Chairman, as the case may be, and it presents this report to the House or the Speaker or the Chairman. Okay, so as per the, you can say, their rule, they will be giving the reports to either to the Chair or to the directly you can say table in the House. Now Parliamentary Committee has their origin in the British Parliament and draw their authority from Article 105 and Article 118. Okay, so that is about Parliamentary Committees. When we are talking about types of Parliamentary Committees, there are two types. One is Standing Committees, then there are Ad hoc Committees. Standing Committees are basically permanent committees and work on a continuous basis. When we are talking about Ad hoc Committees, these are temporary and cease to exist once their task assigned is completed. Okay, so that is very simple. Now moving further, here you can say Standing Committee can be classified into following 6 categories. One is Financial Committee, Departmental Standing Committees, Committees on Inquiry, Committees on Scrutiny, Scrutinize and Control, then Committee relating to the day-to-day business of Housekeeping Committees or Service Committees. Okay, so these are the kind of committees which are standing committees. Okay, which are having a nature of, you can say, continuous work. Okay, now Next committee, when we are talking about, that is privilege committee. Recently it was in news because there were 11 members which has been suspended for the breach of privilege. Okay, so recently the privilege committee of Rajya Sabha has decided to seek response from 11 members suspended on the charges of breach of privilege during the recently concluded winter session of the parliament. Okay, so that is why it was in news. And now let's talk about this particular committee. It is the Parliamentary Standing Committee, which we have seen in the previous slide. It is present in the both the houses. Okay, now in the Lok Sabha, the speaker nominates a committee consisting member, that is 15 member will be there as per the respective party strength. So there will be a representation in these 15 members, and that speaker will be deciding. In Rajya Sabha, the deputy chairman heads the committee. He will be ex officio committee of the privilege, and that consisting of the 10 members. Okay, so when we are talking about Rajya Sabha, there will be 10 members headed by the deputy chairman, and when we are talking about Lok Sabha, there are 15 members, and the nomination will be done by the speakers. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Now the key function is to investigate the question involving the breach of privilege of the house or the members, and refers to the presiding officer of the house. Okay, so basically, if there is a question or investigation which is related to your privileges, that is given in the Article 105 of your Indian Constitution. So if there is a question on the breach of privilege, that will be dealt by the privilege committee. A report is then presented to the house for its consideration. The speaker may permit a half an hour debate. Okay, that is the discretion of speaker. They can permit a debate while considering the report. The speaker may pass final order or direct the report to be tabled in the house. Then there will be a resolution, there will be a voting. That is again the procedure of the house. A resolution may then be moved relating to the breach of the privilege and has to be unanimously passed. Okay, so ultimately either speaker can go for the you can say order, otherwise he will you can say table it in the house, and there will be a resolution which will be voted upon. Okay, now ethics committee, why it is in news? Because recently Lok Sabha's ethics committee has initiated investigation over cash for query. This particular, you can say, there was this allegation on a particular MP of parliament. Okay, allegation on the member of parliament accused of accepting bribes to ask questions in the parliament. Okay, so that is cash for query. Okay, so that is why ethics committee was to scrutinize this particular issue, and it was in news. Okay, when we are talking about ethics committee, it was first when we are talking about the origin of this particular committee, first ethics committee of Lok Sabha was set up in 2000, and when we are talking about Rajya Sabha, it was set up in 1997. Okay, so first it was set up in Rajya Sabha, and then it was set up in Lok Sabha as well. It consists of not more than 15 members. Okay, so maximum strength is 15 members, nominated by the speaker, and shall hold office for the term of not exceeding 1 year. So basically, this ethics committee will be constituted again every 1 year. Functions is to examine a complaint related to the unethical conduct of member referred by the speaker, make recommendation and the formulate code of conduct for the members, suggest amendment to the code of conduct. So basically, this ethics committee is related to the code of conduct. If there is any kind of breach, then they will go for the scrutiny. Okay, so that is about ethics committee. It was started, when we are talking about the origin in Lok Sabha, it was first constituted in 2000. And then when we are talking about Rajya Sabha, it was constituted in 1997. Members cannot exceed 15 members. Okay, so that is about your ethics committee. Now, Supreme Court Legal Service Committee, SCLSC. Okay, so here they are talking about Legal Service Committee. Recently, Supreme Court Judge Justice B.R. Gavavi has nominated a chairman of the Supreme Court Legal Service Committee. Okay, so that is why it was in news. Now, when we are talking about this particular body, it is a statutory body. It was basically constituted under this act, that is Legal Service Authority Act 1987. The aim is to provide free and complete legal services to the weaker section of the society. That is what Article 39A is talking about. We have discussed it. And in case of falling under the top court's jurisdiction, when we are talking about this particular body, that is related to your Supreme Court Legal Service Committee. So basically, it is dealing with the Supreme Court's issues. Okay. Now, Section 3A of the Act states that the National Legal Service Authority (NALSA) shall constitute this particular committee. Okay, so this committee will be constituted by the NALSA, that is given in the Act. Okay, that is why it is a statutory body. Composition: there will be a chairperson who will be a sitting Supreme Court judge, and there will be 9 other members. So one, you can say, a judge of Supreme Court, and there will be 9 other members when we are talking about this particular committee, and these members will have some kind of experience and the qualification prescribed by the center. Now, both chairman and the other members will be nominated by the CJI, Chief Justice of India. He will be nominating the members. The committee in turn can appoint officers and other employees prescribed by the center in consultation with the CGI. For the further appointments, they can do it with the, you can say, discussion with the CGI. Now, Section 27 of the 1987 Act, that is Legal Service Authorities Act. The center is empowered to make rules in consultation with the CGI by notification and carry out the provision of the act. Okay, so center is empowered to go for the making of any kind of rules. Okay, when we are talking about the appointment, that is done by the you can say Chief Justice of India. He will nominate the members, and there are a judge plus 9 members in this committee. Okay, now moving further, Capacity Building Commission. So why it is in news? The Capacity Building Commission, CBC, the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, recently held a national workshop focused on the enhancing the abilities of the urban local bodies across India. Okay, so basically there was this workshop to enhance the capacities of the urban local bodies, and that is why it has been in use, that is Capacity Building Commission. Okay, so about CBC, it is an independent body with full executive powers. It is a 3-member body, you can say, or 3-member commission supported by an internal secretariat headed by the secretary. Members have appointed from diverse backgrounds such as private sector, academia, public sector, civil societies, and the commission is focused on driving a standard, or you can say driving stand harmonization across public sector learning and developed landscapes, and it has been operational since 2021. Okay, so basically when we are talking about this body, the function is to go for capacity building of the urban local bodies, or you can say the local self-government bodies. Okay, now, so this is all about this particular episode. With that, I would like to take your leave. Have a nice day. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.